Hi, I'm Darren, and this is how I do it. All right, so I started in this hotel, and as a cook, as a prep cook, and it was great. I loved the kitchen, loved cooking, and as I was there, I realized and I saw that they had a Sunday brunch and an ice carving display. So a few weeks went by, and I noticed it, and I thought it was really cool. What was unusual, though, was none of the cooks or chefs carved the ice. They had a waiter who carved it because he was a wood carver. And just out of curiosity and interest, I thought I wanted to try it. And I asked the chef if I were to buy my own equipment and come in on my own time, if I could do the ice carving for Sunday brunch. And he said, sure, go ahead. He didn't mind. So that's how it began. Well, prior to that, I had no carving or sculpting experience. So whenever I try to teach someone or tell someone that they can learn how to do it, and they tell me that, well, they don't have an artistic ability, well, I never had any experience or abilities prior to that. I never sculpted anything, not even a ceramic ashtray in school. I could kind of sketch and draw a little bit, but nothing would consider me an artist. So I think anyone can carve. I mean, that's my whole reason of why I'm doing these videos, because I want to let people know that if you have interest and you do some basic practicing, like anything, you'll be able to carve. But anyway, so I started carving, and the first time I did it, I have a picture of it. It's a great picture of a carving that I did. It was supposed to be a swordfish. So I started it, and I was completely stuck after I kind of etched out the outline and did some cutting away. I had no idea. And a good friend of ours at the time, and a good friend of mine now, his name was Kazu, and he's a very accomplished ice sculptor, and he basically tried to finish it for me. Well, he finished it for me and tried to salvage what he could, and this is what it came out to look like. But it's not as though he taught me anything. It's not like he was explaining anything. I just watched him. And as I was watching him do it, and I thought about what I needed to do the next time, and that's how I began to learn. So after that week, I felt like I had some understanding, and the very next week I did the same swordfish, and it came out a little better. And I kept practicing it. I kept doing it for about 4 or 5 weeks, and it came out basically the same. It seemed like I got stuck at one point. Once I got to a point, it seemed like they all looked the same. The thing that really helped me to learn how to carve was to take pictures of my carvings. And at the time as I'm carving it, it seemed like it looked okay. But then I took a picture of it, and as I looked at the picture, I realized how disproportioned they were. And that helped me. It helped me to be able to recognize what the ice looks like while I'm carving it. And so I just started trying different sculptures, a swan and so on, and I did that for months. I came in on a Saturday and carved a Sunday brunch, and I loved it. What's interesting is I've had so many people come up to me and ask me if they could learn how, and I'd always tell them that they're more than welcome to come by and check it out and learn. And what's interesting is nobody showed up. No one was they were interested, but they weren't interested enough to take the time. And I think that's the main thing. Uh, when I was in the hotel, there was many cooks in the hotel, and they saw the same Sunday brunch ice carving, and they knew that the waiter carved it, and they also had the same opportunities, but no one took advantage of those opportunities. So I think that's the main thing. Your ability to recognize opportunities and take advantage of it is really a key, and also taking the time to put in the practice, and you can do anything. So after gosh, over 8 months, I was sculpting, carving for free, and then during that time, the chef began to order ice carvings from me for clients, and it didn't bother me. I just loved carving, so I would carve whatever eagles or swans for clients and weddings. But then I figured, well, if my ice carvings are getting good enough for them to sell, maybe they should start paying me. So I did ask the chef. I brought it up to him, and I said, well, you know, chef, if you're selling these ice carvings to clients, maybe you should start paying me. And he had no problems. He said, sure. And I started punching in on the clock and carving ice, and that's how it began.